like in the tent? A lot of your teammates were coming in to check on and say, I mean, what was that whole scene like for you when you said they kind of kept coming in and things like that?
Honestly, I didn't even realize a lot of them were coming in there, to be honest. I was crying. I was crying. I covered my face, so I didn't even know who was in there. I know Coach Lou came in, Mike came in, Mike Thomas, Trey Flowers. After people were telling me that they came in, I was like, damn, they must have been really respectful because I didn't know that they were, I was, crying. So, it's just, we have a great set of teammates here. That's the type of people that everybody is. Just good brothers to each other. We go to war with each other, so obviously we're emotionally tied in with each other.
Do you feel like this was the best season for having in your professional career?
It was fun, obviously this league is very hard, and when I came here, as a Bengal, I was able to do some things that I could look back on the season and be like, okay, that was a decent, pretty good season. And my whole goal was to try to do that again, and try to take it to a new level. So this year I just feel like I was real solid. Even before that game, I was talking to myself saying that was the best I felt before a game. Going against one of my best friends, Amari Cooper, I was just, everything was just, I was feeling good, but obviously can't predict these things in football. And all I can do is look forward, give it to God, just try to come out better, just like how I responded to most things in my life.
I think Lou was saying that you told him, look, I'm gonna stay involved, right? I don't want to leave, right? You want to go to meetings and everything, right?
Yeah. So I've been going to meetings, and obviously I'm not watching film anymore for myself. So
right. Who are you watching it for?
Obviously the team. I feel like I'm usually the guy. I'm one of the guys that likes to challenge the system and try to get some answers out, and if people have questions, I'm one of the guys who ask questions. And so I just want to keep doing that because you never know how you could be impacting the team and the defense. So I want to keep doing that. And obviously, we have a lot of young guys. So if they have any questions or anything they want to ask, I want to be there for them. They can text me if I'm not here when I do my surgery. While I am here, they can get whatever they can.
What do you think of Cam and maybe Dax Hill even stepping in? How do you see them coming along as rookies?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. We all knew that they knew too that they're going to have opportunity to play, and we're going to need them like we do right now. So I remember when I was a rookie, it was injuries that brought me into the game very early. I was supposed to be the dime cornerback and only in on like some third downs, and all of a sudden injury happened, and then I was starting at corner. So I know exactly where they are. They're blessed with great veterans. There's a lot of good veterans on this team. So I know they're going to do their thing.
So based on your experience that you mentioned when you kind of came in due to injuries, sharing that experience with Cam and Dax, how much do you think that helps them with their situation?
Oh yeah, I already talked to Dax. I think Dax really reminds me a lot of when I was a rookie because I was playing safety, corner, nickel, dime, everything. I had to just learn every position, and his movement, his athletic ability, all that stuff is just, now it's trying to put everything and make it as simple as possible. So I think Cam, same thing, like his athletic ability. I came in as a rookie, the same thing, very athletic, and he's able to pick up concepts real quick. I think with them too, and the rest of our young guys, it's just about making the game simple so that it slows down, so that when you're out there, you're responding. So.
What was the hardest thing for you as a rookie when you were making a switch? I mean, it's the toughest position in the league.
Yeah, it's like relearning. People say, it's good to know safety because then when you're corner, you know what your safety's doing, and it sounds good in concept, but it's like you have to learn safety now, or you have to learn corner now. It's like while the season's going, while you're trying to get on the field, you have all these people counting on you. So it's hard, but once you get it, it does actually help you because it helped me learn all the different types of coverages. I'm looking at the game from a different angle as a safety versus a nickel versus a corner. So it's going to be beneficial for those guys.
You mentioned that you've never really been injured before, so have you talked to guys who have kind of gone through some similar stuff and just kind of gotten their perspective on rehab?
Yeah, for sure. Joe texted me immediately. He talked to me a little bit about his process and everything, and a lot of guys came up to me after the game. Larry Ogunjobi called me actually today. He was talking about how he came back from his foot injury. So everybody's kind of said the same things and really keep me up in their prayers and my spirit up. So I have a great group of guys that's looking out for me and I could always tap into.
What did Amari say to you after?
We were talking. Yeah, we were talking for some time after the game. He wanted to introduce me to Jeremiah Awuzie Koroma, and yeah, we were talking about just life, and then he also wanted to talk about. We were actually talking about some stuff about the Word, like the Bible and stuff. So yeah, we were just talking. So
Was that after you came off the field, or was that on the field?
that was after the game.
Yeah.
I came back out.
Yeah, so you obviously knew, he knew that it was not good news when you guys were talking.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, what, did he give you any words of advice on Harry? Did he say?
Nah, we just not in terms of the injury. Obviously, he said he's gonna pray for me and stuff like that. But yeah, we have very dynamic conversations. So it wasn't really like anything like that. Like that's already known. Like I have a knee tear, I gotta get surgery, I gotta get better. That's simple. So we were talking about other stuff.
You seem very zen about the whole thing. Is that your faith? Is that modern medicine? What's allowed you to have such a positive demeanor?
I have no choice. So all I can do is look for even when it happened, like I said, I was being emotional, but after a while, I was like, I know I have to get that out regardless. But then after that, it was like, all right, what can I do now? Except look forward, get better, try to maximize each day, make sure I'm doing what the doctors are telling me. I have great people in my corner. Football has blessed me in a lot of ways. So all I can do is look forward. It's out of my control now. So what I can control is my emotions, my attitude, and how I respond. So I plan to respond very well.
I know it's still very, very early, but do you have an early timeline? Is anybody giving you, when you can expect to start running, do things like that?
Nah, I'm not even. I'm not even close to that.
Yeah.
The
I
biggest
know
thing,
surgery is like, so shit, I gotta find out.
the biggest thing now is just when is the surgery, right? That's kind of your first date, and then everything goes from there.
Yeah, and obviously I'm trying to keep weight off my leg, just to make sure that when I do have the surgery, everything's looking like it did in the MRI. You don't want anything to change. So, yeah.
Is the
So
plan?
It was non-contact. It was non-contact.
Yeah, it was
you
non-contact.
You didn't get tangled or married.
No, it's not contact.
Is the plan to play a lot more chess now? Is that?
Yeah, plan to play chess. I plan to do a lot of things. Honestly, number one, obviously, is staying involved with this team as much as I can. And then, when I get home, I'm going home a little earlier now. They don't want me on the practice field. You get ran into, stuff like that. So, yeah, just want to expand my interests, dive into my interests while also being locked in with the guys still.
Chido, I know obviously you're not going to be able to be on the field to do anything about it, but sitting at 4-4, you're around these guys more than any of us. Where do you think this team is at mentally, and what are you expecting to see from them in the second half?
Yeah, I just think we're such a competitive team, honestly. And as you hear the ping pong balls behind you guys, you guys know how competitive guys are, just like everything in life. So I've been on teams where, as soon as the day's over, you go home, or as soon as a break like this, you go take a break, go home. People are still trying to compete with one another, compete. It's like we're in love with competition, and that's really what it boils down to. It's like everybody's trying to compete with each other. So I think that we have a great group of guys that have character and that have this competitive spirit. And when you have guys doing it the right way, it may take some time, but after time, it's gonna pan out to be what it's supposed to be. So I'm just hoping that however they need me, I can be a part of it, and they keep the train rolling.